have had problems with their neighbors here? Issues? The neighbors are kind of like so-so? What was your problem? Yeah, the gentleman over there. What's your name, sir? Armand. Hola. What was your problem? Where are you from, Armand?
I'm Romanian.
Armenian? Nice. You know, we get confused a lot.
Because I was being called Romanian until the day that Armenia joined Europe.
And you were like, ta 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 ta. There are so many advantages of being Romanian. People lock their bikes. No, you're Armenian, very nice.
Before you joined.
Before Schengen, okay, so it was not that many advantages, yes?
Even EU.
Okay, let's calm down, okay? Let's, as I remember, you are not European Union, I had 0 advantages, okay? Nice, so Armand, what's your problem with your neighbors? Are you talking about generally, you know, your neighbors geographically, or the neighbors here? Because I think that's a big can of worms. I don't know if we have time for that.
I like the upper neighbors, single ladies.
They sing late.
No, she's a single lady over 80.
She's a single. Okay, single lady over 80. She's trying to fuck me.
Probably she's a widow.
She's a widow, and you can't. That's against your. That's marked territory. I cannot. But what? How does she cause problems for you? Like,
Well, within the first week, she came to complain because with, playing the accordion.
You were playing the accordion?
One of the trends, I wasn't expecting it.
This is the most Armenian experience ever. We got these goddamn Armenian neighbors, and they're playing the accordion throughout the day. I'm an 80-year-old woman. I'm just waiting for death and peace, and then you got a guy at your house playing the accordion.
That was one of the guests.
The guest, yeah, but like it's still in your house, right? So what? You have a friend, you have someone in your circle that owns an accordion. Like, was your birthday, or it's just like accordion Thursdays, or like what's your birthday? And they were like, it's Armand's birthday. Take out the accordion. We gotta make some money tonight. In Armenia, do you do like the money in the accordion? Do you do that?
No, that's Balkan shit.
So it's Balkan shit. That's our culture, okay? That's it is Balkan shit. Sometimes if somebody brings an accordion, you know what you do? You put money in the accordion, okay? That's the problem is people have taken this particular tradition and they've brought it into stand-up comedy. Because I was doing some shows in London, and sometimes people put money at the party, at the artist, they put the money in the instrument. And then I was doing a show in London, and I was like, la 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 la, Romania, am I right? And then one guy at the end of the show, you are right. And then he shook my hand, and he put 20 pounds in my hand. I was like, what's this? For the children. I don't have any children. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay. So you've been like copilaș in Romania. Okay, very nice. So how did you resolve the accordion widow issue?
Oh, we stopped playing the accordion.
That's usually a good way to stop that, yeah? It was either you stop or she died. Okay, that's
The thing is,
yeah, my birthday is every year. But the thing is, my birthday is every year, and now we have a tradition, accordion at my place. Everybody knows, yes? What was that?
a couple of weeks later, I went to the club, came back home with a couple of
Accordions. I went to Armenian club, came back with 4 accordions. Sometimes life is wild, you know? Like, what did you came back with? With a couple of
Europeans.
Eastern Europeans?
We had no loud music whatsoever. We were just sitting,
Just talking.
Yeah. But eventually, that was even also too loud for her. So.
Just foreign language in the middle of the night. Just very.
It wasn't the accordion that was really bothering me. It's just the noise in general.
Your general existence in a state of chaos. They're just there talking loudly to each other. This is a problem. And now you've resolved it. You're at peace with her. Is she at peace?
I'm just
She has power. And to be honest, this is really the power. This is really the problem with modern society. Most of the power is with people that are 80. So what happened?
I invited her for a coffee.
You invite her for coffee. You're like, hey.
This was an awkward moment because when I invited her for a coffee, I had pie in my hand. Like I went to the store.
Pie?
Yeah,
Like Albert Jean? Hi, Albert Heijn. Okay. Nice. So you got the pie from Albert Heijn?
yeah. I invited her for a coffee, and then when I rang her door, she said, "Well, I actually already complained already."
Oh. Damn, you're on the way out. Okay. I guess we know who she voted for. What's your bureaucratic problems here?
So recently I changed my bank account from Romanian Revolut to Dutch Revolut.
Oh. Have you considered not using Revolut?
Yeah, it doesn't work out. So I tried changing the money that I get from the state because I work. And
Just, by the way, guys, trabajo, okay? Money from the state, pero trabajo, okay? No te preocupas de mi dinero, okay?
yeah, and they basically said, yeah, no, so we're gonna have to wait 8 weeks without getting any money because
Revolut say that?
no, the state.
The state.
Because, yeah, you change your account and we need to like check that it's yours. And I'm like, okay, how do you check that? And they're like, oh, we can't tell you.
How are you gonna check with my account? Well, it's a secret. But why does the government give you money? Like, do you work for the government?
Yes, so no, actually, the way it works, because I'm an EU citizen, if I work.
So am I. How can I get access to these funds?
So basically, if you work, you are no longer considered a dirty immigrant. You are.
I love the system. Yes, you are no longer sucio immigrante. You are a limpio immigrante.
You get an update to migrant worker, which means you have the same rights as Dutch people, which means you get student finance.
Oh, you get student finance?
Yeah.
Woo!
It's like 1,000 euros a month.
Wait, what?
What? She's like, wait, they're giving you 1,000? I'm only getting 200.
Yeah.
Why? It's a secret. Okay.
The bureaucracy of it is quite complicated, but 800 of it disappears after I graduate, and 200 a month I need.
Disappears?
Yeah.
What do you mean disappears? It's like, you don't need to pay back? I'm gonna put this on TikTok. Guys, come to the Netherlands. It's free money, okay? Has anyone had anything of this magnitude of crazy? Young lady with the Python, yes? With the AI.
Okay, well,
What happened? Where? In the Netherlands?
in the Netherlands.
Okay. You hang around a lot of computer scientists, I see, yes?
Yes. So I'm part of the VVE. So it's like the community of owners of my house thing.
So multiple people own your house.
No. We all own a house and then we come together to arrange things.
Is this a WhatsApp group?
Sorry?
Is this a WhatsApp group?
No, yeah, also. Yes. And then there's this one neighbor and he has problems with the smell of his other neighbor. But they had an affair together. And so he invited me to go over to his house to smell his kitchen if I could smell what she was cooking upstairs.
You see, this smells like betrayal.
After 2 days, then I asked if I can come over to his kitchen to smell again what she is cooking upstairs. And it's my responsibility. And then he said I was not doing my job well. I am not supposed to his house anymore.
To smell his house.
To smell his house, but his like the women that is living upstairs, we have various cooking. And I need to know what she's cooking every night. I don't want quite, well, that's my situation.
Round of applause, yes. How many times have you gone there to smell his apartment? 4 times. 4 times you're like,
And then there was sometimes he's like, oh, I cannot smell it anymore. Come back in 5 minutes.
to me it sounds you had 4 dates. Like, sounds like you went on 4 dates with this man and you smelled what he left. I don't know. Do you think he was preparing the area? He's gonna love this. He's gonna. How long is a smelling session?
This has been going on for over a year.
Over a year. So over the span of one smell per quarter. Like what? So you're there. How long does it take you? You're there and you're like.
And then we go to the, no, it's better here. And then it's like, oh yeah, and then I have to report.
also codes AI, by the way, but it sounds like this is taking up most of the time, yes? So you're going up to his house. How old is the guy?
The guy, how old he is? He's like 67, I think.
Sounds like he smells good. Was he cooking? What kind of smells have you smelled it?
Neighbor, like it's like sometimes it's curry, sometimes it's more it's like sometimes it's just like a smell that is not really food but something else. But you know, it's like
She has to describe all the smells in the email. Okay, this is like I was there for 45 minutes. What do you do if you? Well, what do you do? Can you not, like, off the top of my head? Can't you just say, "Hey, I've got a cold today, and my nose is clogged. I can't come and smell your apartment today."
at some point I stopped. You know, I was like, come on, I know it smells. I'm sorry, and I reported it. I'm not doing it anymore. Then he sent an email to everyone saying that I was not doing my job right.
She's not in my apartment smelling my.
And then I was talking to him when I saw him like in front of the house, and he was like, I don't want to go with you.
No smell, no talk. Okay, that is very rude. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there's something smells weird in this whole situation. Yes, that's no worries. I acknowledge your smelling issue, not your smelling issue, but like your smelling conundrum. Nice, very nice. And can't you delegate this smelling situation to someone else? Don't you have like a?
I'm the only board member of the VDP that actually lives there. The rest is
Are you not entitled to an intern? Can't you get an intern to go around smelling the apartment and then you give them credits for his university? Yeah, this is how I almost didn't get murdered. Okay, you gotta think on your feet. Okay, nice. You get an intern, send them upstairs.
Yeah. I reported back.
Okay, great. A round of applause for the smelling situation. Problems over here. So you had a problem as well, yes? The guy with the glasses.
Not with my neighbors, but a friend of mine had a problem with his neighbors.
What was his problem?
Well,
Is it Armenian? They bring their accordions. Romanian neighbors. Got some news. Also accordions. Okay. This is no accordions. Sambal. Okay, that's a.
there was a storage unit involved, and apparently she was letting her brother stay there.
She was letting the brother stay in the storage unit.
Yes.
You guys know storage units? No toilet. No air. Cheap rent? You know, like, have you guys seen the rent? Was he staying? So what was the solution? What they ended up doing?
Well, the reason he was staying there because he had a drinking problem, apparently, and he was getting kicked out everywhere he stayed because of the drinking problem. So.
He was just drinking all over the place. And you're like, well, I got a solution for you. How about, let's do a little imagination game. How about you're a box? Put you in the storage box. No drinking, okay? It's kind of like living in a storage box is a little bit like solitary confinement, no? Did he have like a TV in there, or?
I don't know, actually.
Interesting.
He did have beer bottles.
Well, I guess that's also entertainment, right? And you empty it and you fill it back up again, and then the cycle continues. Round of applause for this guy. Well done. Okay, make some noise if you have neighbor problems here. Yes. Yeah, sir. What's your name? Maish. Where are you from, brother? From here?
Born and raised in Italy, but parents are from Romania.
Oh, okay. Classic. Okay. Very. Where in Italy?
Padova.
Padova. How good is your Romanian? You speak destul de bine? You still know niște nenorociți? Hoiturile astea? This is just the Romanian political conversations. Don't worry about it. Yes. Nice. So what was your neighbor problem?
I have mice in my walls.
You have mice in your walls? Wow, you're the cheese. You're like one of those Swiss cheeses.
Not being rent. That's the issue.
So nobody's taking the rats out, the mice? But are they mice or are they rats? Because mice are like, oh, ratatouille, you know? Like fucking, they're my friends. They're here to make bolognese, you know? Are you living by yourself or?
Yeah, live alone.
Live alone? Well, I mean, technically the rats are there. It's like you're like a low cost version of like like what's her name? Snow White? Who's the one with the rabbit? With the Cinderella. Cinderella's with the Alice in Wonderland. TikTok has destroyed your brains. Okay, nobody knows what the fuck is happening, right? It's the one in the one that's on the TV now, right? Snow White, Snow White, the one with the movies out now, right? She's like la 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 la, and the deer is like, shut the fuck up. So how do you deal with your mice? Have you put mice traps around the house or?
I call my agency. Apparently, they're not allowed to because that's animal torture.
Mice, yeah, it's like you just live with them, bro. You just hear them in the walls. They're just la 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 la. So you're not allowed to put mice traps because it's gonna hurt the animals in the Netherlands. That's pretty. That's a great soundbite for TikTok. Yeah. So how do you get rid of your mice?
You don't.
You don't. You just have mice now.
You accept them.
You accept them into your life.
They're everywhere.
Interesting.
You get a cat.
You get a cat, but the cat doesn't have to abide by animal rights. Isn't the cat under any form of government bureaucratic restriction? Exactly. Yeah, the cat gets a subpoena from the government. You killed mice. Now you go to jail. Okay.
You can have a cat to catch the mice, but you can have a cat to scare them away.
So you're using psychological torture. Okay, this is why you go to school to teach people how to get cats so they can get rid of their mice, right? Like you have mice in your walls. You get 5 cats. You put them next to the wall. The mice will die of fright. Okay, they will have a heart attack and muerte. Okay, interesting. So have you ever? When did you discover the mice in your walls?
February last 2 years ago.
They're like family now, bro. You know, like fucking. You've gone for like 4 generations of mice already. You know, like this is. I don't know what the lifespan of a mouse is, but I'm pretty sure that's their land. You know, like they've been there for my grandpa lived in this wall, my grandpa's grandpa lived into this wall. It's a tradition, you know? But they never show up in your toaster or something, no?
Not in the toaster, but yeah, they ran around a couple of times.
They leave poo-poo? You wake up in the morning and find extra olives?
On the balcony, yeah, I did.
On the balcony? Oh, we're just trying to enjoy the view. First of all, you have a balcony, okay? Just build a little window for them and they'll jump sometimes, okay? And then do you ever have a problem where like the mice are cock blocking you? Like you bring someone home and then the mice are like, this never happens. You ever have a situation where you invite somebody over and the mice just show up?
Have long distance girlfriend.
Okay, so now the mice are just looking at you. The mice are in the walls like, when's the cheese coming out? When's the cheese coming out? Quiero comer, bebé, ándale. You know, like, where's your girlfriend? A long distance to where?
Italy.
She's in Italy. Padova? She's also Romanian, or you gotta
No,
diversify the gene pool?
I need a stronger passport.
Stronger passport? What, Italian? No, you have the Italian passport.
They refused my citizenship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why would they? You were born there, no?
I was born and raised there, but
They don't have like right. In Italy, you don't have like soul right. You're born here now.
if you're born and raised there, when you turn 18, you have 1 year to ask for the citizenship, which is what I was trying to do. But my parents, when I was 1 year old, they decided to bring me back to Romania for the summer.
Oh no! give him some maliga. Give him fucking. It's the summer. We have to.
I stayed for 3 months in Romania.
Destroyed your life. That's it. That's it. 3 months in Romania as a 1-year-old. My life is now ruined. Okay, I can never get an Italian passport. They will never see me as one of their own. Yes. So you cannot become Italian.
Unless I marry someone now.
Really? It's pretty weird, right? In the Netherlands, can you just become? If you have a baby here, is it automatically Dutch?
No.
Interesting.
One of the parents needs to be Dutch.
One of the parents to be Dutch. Interesting. Well, you guys are sorted. If you guys have. So the parents have to be, I think it's the same in Germany, no?
No.
We got the differing opinions here, yes? The young lady, how do you know this? You have had parents that were not? Or how did you not become German?
Well, I'm not German. I'm not even European at all.
Where are you from?
Lebanon.
Woo! Shout out Lebanon. So what happened? You wanted to become German? They were like, you're...
I came to study and I kind of stayed. I don't know why.
Kind of state sounds suspicious. Okay.
And then you can get it, and then if you have it, you can give it to your child or.
So you have to get the German.
But if your child is born and raised in Germany, it's easier for them to get the citizenship after a while.
This is the state of our lives now. Child family planning. Okay. This is like everybody here is like, how are we gonna? Nice. But you have the Lebanese citizenship.
Yeah.
And anything else in there?
And the German.
You have the German one as well? Because your parents were there, but you were born there.
No, I wasn't. I was born and raised in Lebanon.
I'm confused.
She just lived in Germany.
But she has the citizenship. So she lived there for like 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
So basically now if you live there for about 5 years and you're like highly educated, which means you have a bachelor, then
The PhD lady, highly educated. This word has lost all meaning. Okay, I'm out here learning profusion, diffusion, and someone who's doing a Bachelor of Arts is considered highly educated. That's 5 years. Yeah, 5 years and you have to learn C1 German or something, right?
yeah, something like that. And then if you are like integrated and very good behaved, they give you the citizenship for free.
Interesting.
And well, not for free. You have to pay a lot of money and get it.
More than 50 euros for the document. Okay, so, all right, so let's go back to your problem, sir. Thank you for your input. Do you have problems with your neighbors? I need it for the joke, not... Uh-huh.
We used to have his neighbors that used to shout a lot at 5 a.m. They used to fight.
Oh?
And
Oh, you mean Lebanon?
No, it was in Germany. And I called the police.
They deport you in Germany if you say more. Yes, and what did you do?
I called the police, and so I was alone at home, and like I looked.
You should have had some mice around, fucking, for emotional support, you know?
And I looked the way I looked, and they didn't believe me until my other blonde neighbor came out and told them that yeah, they fight.
Do you call the police? They come over. You're a little bit brown for the truth. I don't know if I can believe you. You got anybody here blue-eyed and white skin? Una blanquita, como se dice, huh? So we can believe her. Do you know if they murdered each other or what happened? What was
No, they moved out before that happened, but they were.
We got building lore, okay? If you have a good cultural exchange, you have to know the swear words in the other language, right? Like, I don't know what you guys swear like in the Netherlands. Who do you insult?
The government.
The government? Guvernul, I don't know what's that like may the government fall before. In Romania, we go for the dead ancestors. And sometimes the cabbage belonging to a goat of the mother. Okay, it's a very specific insult. It's you know what I'm talking about, yeah? This is there is no greater insult. And then somebody hurts the innocent. This cabbage of the goat of the mother did nothing to anybody, but yet it has a penis in it now. It's what's a good Dutch swear? Sir, you seem like young and innocent. The fiance.
They like to swear with diseases.
Diseases?
Yeah.
Syphilis for you and your family. Typhoid? It's pretty aggressive. I was going to say, I thought syphilis is more like red light district kind of situation, but you're like, may the black plague infect your mother.
You have to use diseases that are not really
Mainstream?
in the Netherlands.
You're not like COVID-19, bitch. That's too mainstream, you gotta... The old generation was like, lupus. Fucking Legionnaire disease. To get cancer? You guys have like a very final solution kind of swearing here. I hope your blood coagulates in your sleep. Very specific, yes? Do you have any particular preference? What's your go-to?
I don't know anymore.
I've just been civilized for so long. Huh? He's not trained. You're not using any of these spam out of the... Have you learned anything, the Greek guys? Any swear words in the Dutch language? It's very tough. You gotta gargle at them. Oh. What about you, sir? You seem also very nice. You don't swear that much, no? The one guy in your WhatsApp group. Yeah, this sketchy neighbor. I hope he gets chlamydia. But Well, you guys don't. What's your? When's the last time you swore? I don't swear that much either. Actually, when I went back to Romania, I did a show in Romanian, and I got to stop myself because instinctively you swear in Romanian language, right? It's a little bit aggressive. Like I remember, I was listening to my dad talking on the phone, and one day he said to somebody on the phone, "I'm gonna go and I'm gonna argue with these people." But what he said in Romania was like, "Mă duc să mă cer cu proștii ăștia," which means I'm gonna go argue with these morons because it is expected in the Romanian language that there are some morons around that will argue with you whether you like it or not, right? What's your go-to?
I don't know, I think also with medieval diseases.
Medieval diseases? What's your go-to medieval disease? Like fucking scurvy or? May your cat get scurvy from lack of vitamin C. And a round of applause for the Dutch swearing. Give it up, yeah.